All right, first question. What makes D-Day stand out? As many of you guys know, a new mega meta has started in the trenches right now, and it's called Internet Capital Markets, right? And the whole idea is about bringing startups into the Web3 space. And you can see a lot of projects going parabolic right now. And right now it's a really good phenomenon for us and for everybody. But soon enough, what's going to happen is there's going to be an overflow of, again, LARPs, right? LARPs and rugs and everything like that, just like how it was during the AI cycle last time. Now, why does it happen? It's because there is no curation. We say, okay, startups are going to come here, but startups are more than just an idea. It's more than just saying, oh, look at this cool project I made. It's look at the demo I made. It's not just about the idea, it's about the implementation. It's about the marketing. It's about the scaling in the real world. And that's why there's gonna, even if some projects are not purely LARPs, even if it's just a bedroom dev just working in their working in the room, it's still very hard to have it's very hard to start and scale successful startups. And what does D-Day do? D-Day brings already pre-funded and VC pre-funded startups with VC level vetting into the space that have been around for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, right? And that have actually proved product demand and have already put a significant amount in R&D and have actual scalability. Just look at APEXAI. It's not just your usual crypto project. It detects GI cancer with 95% plus accuracy rate, right? And it's been trained on over 1 million GI images and already is in the process of being implemented in over 1,000 hospitals in Korea. So definitely we're bringing a different caliber of startups into the space. Is there a demo available of the AI? Yes, if you go to our Twitter, the APEXAI Twitter, then you can see in the pinned tweet, we have the demo available. Is APEXAI going to launch on the Believe app? We're not going to share the launch details, as in like what launchpad we're going to use just yet, just to prevent any kind of bad actors taking advantage of that kind of information. All right. Can you tell a bit about what medical AI is? Can you tell a bit about what medical AIs basically try to improve or bribe per se? Can you tell a bit about what? Okay. I think Justin is asking, what are we trying to improve with APEXAI? Sung, what are your thoughts on that?
I have met many doctors, and actually, in fact, my medical AI project started from my cousin's confession. He's a well-known GI doctor in Korea. And one day, his patients came up with cancer, and he looked up the old image like about 1 year before images, and then he realized he missed out the cancer at that time, and then that's why even though human doctor they try their best effort, but it's still cancer is still the decision making decision is done by human doctor. So that's why sometimes they missed out. So I see the opportunity there. According to journal, maybe 30% of the misleading about the endoscopy image, which means the 30% is error reading. So that's why the AI trying to improve their accuracy rate. As David mentioned earlier, we achieved like a 95%, but overall the general doctor is below 70%. So we see many opportunity. And then another good point is that humankind is still battle with cancer, but the most important thing is the early detection is the most important thing. So that's why I focus on the cancer detection, especially GI area like stomach cancer and colon cancer.
Thanks, Sung. All right, on to the next question. What's the vision behind D-Day and APEXAI? Let's start off with D-Day, right? With D-Day, what we want to do is, okay, this is going to sound super cliche, but I'm going to explain. I'll explain a bit. It's to bridge Web 2 and Web 3, Right. You guys heard about this plenty of times, but there's no actual implementation about that. There hasn't been really true implementation when it comes to that, right? But we are trying to do exactly that. We are trying to bring genuine Web 2 startups, and not just Web 2 startups where it's just a good idea, but the founders are doxed. And the idea itself is scalable in the real world. There's real world impact, and economics are clear. There's no just okay, we're gonna bundle 80% of the supply and then just dump on everybody. No, not that's not the case. We're working with 10 startups in the pipeline to bring them into Web3. And we are putting our reputation on the line. As you guys can see, like I'm doxed, Song is doxed, our partner Alex is doxed, and we are trying to genuinely bring trust and authenticity into the space. And I can say this as well because it's not like I'm just a Web2 guy who came here and is trying to make a change as a Web2 guy. No, I've been in Web3 since 2021, and in 2024 I started getting into meme coins for the first time. Before then it was just NFT and alts, and it was all fun and games in the beginning, right? Just memes and just making money. It was a little fun, but then I just realized, okay, all the AI things, all the tech that they're claiming is just all bullshit, right? They're saying we're bringing quantum computing, we're bringing AGI. Yeah, companies like Microsoft spend billions of dollars to do that yearly. No way are you gonna actually do that. So it's basically just empty promises and no accountability or anything like that. And we want to actually bring trust back into the space with transparent tokenomics, actual transparent tech that is legitimate, that has been vetted thoroughly through us, and truly to rebuild trust in this space. And for APEXAI as well. Now, Sung, could you tell us more about the grand vision, right, of APEXAI? What is the end goal?
We like to be the best company in medical AI, specialized in GI area. And then right now, not many the medical AI company working in GI space. Probably a couple of other companies still there, but still they are early stage. So I saw the many huge opportunity to become this star company in GI space. So that's why we're working on the project hardly, and that's why we are on this stage today right now. So we like to be the best company in GI, medical AI company in GI space.
Thank you, Sung. All right, on to the next question. It, what specific AI techniques or algorithms does APEXAI use to achieve its 95% plus accuracy in early cancer detection with GI images?
Okay. There is a secret recipe in most AI company. I think we have very redundant data set, 1 million data set, and we have expertise in how to manage those data set. So that's why not just we are a college graduate, we are like a very senior staff engineers. So their background is more than 15 years and 20 years in the database and the analytics area. So we have very carefully managed our data set, and we started with a small data set, and then we see the result, and then we put more data and see the result, and put more data, put more data. So we have spent 5 years. We are not like overnight result. This is not overnight result. We spent 5 years of research and development. Our expertise came from analytics. Before AI, it's like a business intelligence analytics. So our engineers very specialized in those the analytics and the AI space. And we also put a lot of effort to making software tool, not just AI, to how to manage data set, how to report the performance, and how to review those data, and then we find the weakest point and we enhance the weakest area so far. That's why we achieve more than 95% accuracy rate right now.
Amazing, Song. On to the next question. What will the business model be of APEXAI, and what will the token sale be used for?
We are right now stage for FDA clearance and KFDA clearance. We also like to do marketing to promote our product and service. And that's why we like to look at this space, and we not just the traditional business model. We like to grow with the community. That's why we are working on this space. And then we'll we like to be a win with the crowd community, not just alone. So that's the main thing we focus on so far.
Perfect. And will clinical validation be the
Mhm.
very first thing that we are going to do after a successful token launch?
We are right now. We are in talk with the Stanford Medical School and to do like a clinical validation. So after successful launching, and we like to have a official like a clinical validation with the Stanford University, and we also like to do clinical validation with the Harvard Medical School and the Johns Hopkins and UCSF, something like that. So that's why we need some sort of resource right now.
Perfect. Thanks so much. And can you please share more details about the data set that you have that you use to train APEXAI models? Like what type of GI cancers or conditions are most represented?
Uh-huh. In GIA space, the best way to detect the disease is like endoscopy images. So we got 1 million endoscopy images from University Hospital in Korea, and we exclude the personal information, and then we go through IRB, Institutional Review Board. So it's legal data, and we can use those data to make an AI algorithm, and then we are very legally free to commercialize those data set. So that's something we have focused on how to get the data and then to make a clearance legally clean data. So that's why we have 1 million data set and the legally very clear.
Perfect. Now, next question. Could you share a real life story of a patient whose cancer was detected early because of Apex AI's detection, or cancer or any kind of other disease as well? How did they respond emotionally when they learned their cancer had been caught early?
I'm not sure how many of you have a friend with a family and with cancer. Is the once the cancer is got caught, it's very like the mental is breakdown, and it's very critical disease. So in order to cure those such cancers, the best way is to detect as early as possible. That's why that is enable doctors to do something as early as possible. That's the best way. So, as I said, the human doctors, their accuracy rate is less than 70%, and our AI model is hit at 95%. So it's very amazing, and then it's also saving people's life. So it's very touching story. And then there's still some doctors still is not comfortable with the adopting the AI technology, but over time they will soon probably favor the AI to adopt the AI technology in their clinical room.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Next question. Launchcoin lets many ideas launch quickly, but some projects may not be fully developed. How is D-Day's selection process different to ensure startups are reliable and ready? That's a very good question. So our vetting at the core of D-Day is our vetting process, right? Because we're not going to just launch projects with just a half-baked idea or beyond the idea as well. We got to look at the team, right? We got to see the credentials of the founder of the team. Have they worked on something before starting the startup, right? What have they done something in this field that is remarkable and that can genuinely, right, bring trust that they can actually achieve their vision? It's one thing to just think about a vision, it's another thing to implement it. So we do thorough founders interview and we check the actual tech as well. Like as you guys saw in during the last AI meta, they were saying, "Oh, look at our GitHub. We have a bunch of code. We are legit." But if you actually dig into the code, it's just vaporware, right? Or just ChatGPT wrappers, or just just random code copied from somewhere. But and the thing is, it's not so easy to understand that if you're not technologically well versed yourself, if you're not in the CS space. So that's why D-Day does it all for the space. We check all the tech, and we check the team, and on top of that, we also, because if you're in the Web3 space, it's hard to balance Web3 and Web2 at the same time, right? You can't just be super focused on R&D, scaling your business, and on top of that, figuring out how to pay for DEX, right? For how to pay for DEX screener. And that's why D-Day as well is here. D-Day supports the Web3 side so that the companies that we bring in can laser focus on growing their company, and we can't worry about all the Web3 things. And really, as you can see, we really respect Launchcoin and the Believe app, but we really want to take it beyond that. We want to bring projects that people can instantly trust because we give the seal of approval. All right, next question. Once a startup launches with D-Day, what kind of ongoing support or help do you provide them? Do you keep assisting them with business development, regulations, or marketing? Yes, that's a very good question. And to sum it up, yes, we are acting as you can call it as a Web3 incubator, right? We help them with everything that is Web3. It's not going to be like we launch the token and then it's goodbye and on to the next token. No, we provide ongoing marketing support. We provide ongoing marketing support, ongoing community support, and everything about Web3. And that is a continuous partnership because we as well have skin in the game. We have to have skin in the game. All right. Now, next question. Why did APEXAI choose the Solana blockchain for its launch, and how will the D-Day token be integrated into the platform ecosystem for cancer detection? All right, so there are some things that I can say right now, and there are some things that I can't say right now because we haven't announced these. We haven't made the announcements. But to answer the first part, we chose Solana blockchain, of course, for one of the obvious reasons is the speed, right? It's definitely better. It has much better UX UI than, for example, Ethereum. And the second big part is the community. We believe that Solana has the most well-versed community when it comes to crypto, the most educated about crypto, and in fact the most passionate about crypto becoming not only just mainstream but also being adopted, also bringing legitimate products and companies into space, and that's why we chose Solana. All right, APEXAI is a nice project that helps detect cancer early, but looking into the crypto side, how does this increase the demand for the tokens? And are there any plans to set in to engage the community like competitions? Yes, absolutely. Now, this is like pretty an exclusive announcement in the community, but let's talk about utility, right? When it comes to APEXAI, it's not just going to be a quote unquote just a meme token where it's just for the vibes, just for the memes. There's also going to be a utility side to it. So think this. Right now, if you look into the APEXAI website, you can see the Try APEXAI page, right? And if you go in there, right now we're just doing a free trial, right? Because people are getting to know APEXAI and understanding the mission and everything. So it's a free trial, but right now you can submit your own GI images for a free scan that we're going to do. And then we're going to send you a detailed report about our findings. But soon enough, that's going to be token gated, and you can only access it with APEXAI tokens. And now, why is this actually a true utility that we are suggesting, and not just doing utility for the sake of utility? Now, the main business model of APEXAI is B2B. It's going into hospitals and being integrated into the hospital system. So, for example, if you go into your local hospital and they have APEXAI, then you'll be able to access their services. However, it is also unrealistic to have APEXAI in every single hospital around the world, right? For some people, it's just not going to be there. But there's an option. You can get your GI images and take it and download it, take it home, and then you can submit them to the APEXAI platform by spending APEXAI tokens. Exactly. Yeah. And so it's like it becomes a double-edged sword where it's not just utility for the sake of utility, it's actual true utility. Sungkim, do you have your thoughts about this?
Okay. As David mentioned, like this, so you can submit your endoscopy image getting from a doctor's office, and then it's good to get a second opinion about your endoscopy image. So that's the something you can try. And once our product is provided to many doctors' office, you don't need to do that anymore. But at this point, you can try as a second opinion.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I
Yes,
like to add one thing.
absolutely.
Right now, we are doing some food research because many GI diseases came from food infection and the food allergy or something like that. So we plan to launch those dietary analytics like by end of this year. That's fully a B2C area, so you can try and then.
Perfect. Thank you. All right.
Mhm.
Next question is from the D-Day docs, it states that every token launched will have an ecosystem purpose and be meaningfully integrated. Can you share what this will be for Apex? That's a very good question. And this as well, I can't answer everything, right? But I'll give you a hint. D-Day is not just a launchpad. We're not just like a marketing agency or Web3 promoter, Web3 just take care of the Web3 side. That's just scratches only the surface. D-Day is going to be much more than that. All the projects that we launch are going to be integrated into our D-Day ecosystem, into our D-Day platform that we are building. And obviously, like I can't give out all the sauce right now because there's going to be many more announcements that we're going to make, building up more excitement about the D-Day ecosystem and everything like that. But just know, just remember this: D-Day is not just a launchpad; it's much more than that. All right. Now, next question. Is Apex used in real world hospital scenarios right now? Is the Apex AI technology used in real world hospital scenarios right now?
Yeah, of course. Our system is integrated with like a medical image database, like a PACS. Then this once the doctor goes through like endoscopy image, those images sending over to the image database, and then we do analyze those data in real time, so doctor can not miss out any the disease at this time in real time. So that's something we can do. As I said, the food is might be a patient might be like a cancer patient or other disease patient. They need to be very careful about the food. So we analyze such a food and how did the food, what is the bad food for this patient? What is the good food for this patient? That's something we can provide the service to a patient directly.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Now, how close is Apex AI to FDA approval in the United States? And what are the remaining steps and challenges before American hospitals can officially use our technology?
The biggest challenge is the cost because the top medical school like Harvard and Johns Hopkins, they cost a lot. That's the biggest challenge. And then right now, like we are in very serious talk with the Stanford University, and then we are looking for like a schedule. Like this year, we need to complete the KFDA clearance this year, and probably July, something the next year, July, we need to finish the FDA clearance. That's the something schedule we are looking right now.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, are you going to launch it as a fair launch? Yes, it's going to be a fair launch. There are no pre-sales, no seed rounds, no nothing like that. D-Day is based on medical technology. Is this technology viable in Korea or only in the US? What are your thoughts, Sung?
The medical image is a standard global standard. So the all the medical like endoscopy images is the same in US and in Korea. It does not involve any racial difference. It's the same picture, same endoscopy images. So that's why we are very easy to go to global, but as a like a step by approach, we first do KFDA and then we go after FDA approval next year.
Perfect. Thank you. And what are your plans for entering the global healthcare market? And how are you preparing to address local regulatory requirements?
Once we have FDA clearance, that's very easy to do other countries like Asia and Latin America and EU because FDA is a global standard right now. As I said, the endoscopy means all they follow the standard process, standard protocol. So same images and then almost the same regulations. If we finish the FDA clearance, so it's very easy to go to other country.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. And beyond GI cancer detection, does Apex AI plan to apply its AI technology to other medical fields, such as neurology
Oh,
or cardiology in the future?
we have worked with the kidney doctor in Korea for 2 years so far. So we have a very accomplished, very outstanding result at this time. And then once we settle down like a GI, and we next thing we can commercialize is the kidney area. So kidney area is very unique in the medical AI space too.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. And do you have any plans moving into third world countries?
Yeah, of course. Many developed countries they have a good medical service, but some other countries not in that stage. So we provide those our service to those the country at very like a reasonable something price or something donation, something like that. And then since the cancer can happen to anybody in any country, so that's something we like to look for right now.
Thank you. Now, why does Apex AI decide to launch a token?
We like to grow with the community, and then we like to do it not just traditional way, in a traditional way. We like to something very new paradigm. We are in the middle of a new paradigm shift, and they would like
Mhm.
to like to be successful in that such a space. That's something we look for.
Absolutely. And to add on to this, when it comes to scaling a company, growing a company, a really important part is not to just have great tech, right? Because if you have great tech but nobody knows about it, what's the meaning? But what at D-Day we genuinely believe that we are in a generational shift of how startups can grow and how startups can scale. How startups can go to market. We started D-Day late last year and with this vision, and right now the space is catching up to it. As we have mentioned, think about the internet capital markets meta that we are in. That's exactly what we're talking about. It's not just about the token. It's about creating a community, a Web3 community around not just an idea, but around the team, around the vision, and around the tech. And that's exactly what we are trying to do. And next,
That's very
yes,
good point. That's very good point. Can I add something?
absolutely, go ahead.
I have seen in computer science space since 2000, and then I saw the Yahoo's success, and they gone, and the Google's came up, and all the traditional company like IBM, HP, Sun, Cisco, they come up, and all the old boy company at this point, and suddenly the Facebook came up with a community, and Netflix. It's all about the community. That's why I like to work with the community in new way, not old boy way. That's something. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, and would the technology be on subscription base or would it be open to everybody?
In the beginning, we are open to very limited people, like doctors, and then we going after like a hospital, and once settle its business with the hospital, and they would like to open like a small clinical office, and then the tour like a public. Once we settle down all the security clearance, everything, we can open to any doctor, any people. That's something we are looking. And the reason why we doing that is we like to be like next Google, next face Meta, next like Tesla in this space.
Absolutely. And that's why Web3 is important as well in this
Hmm.
strategy, because now while it's being implemented, right, in hospitals and everything, it's still there are so many people who are yet to discover that they have early cancer. Now, the importance of rolling out Apex AI soon is not okay, let's make Sung rich with this idea, right? It's more than that. Cancer is a very timely thing. And as many of you have watched in the interview, when Song won number one with when the Apex AI team won number one place at the NEMIC, New England Medical
Hmm.
incubation center with their when they won number one with the mentors like the Brown University professors, their biggest question wasn't
Hmm.
just roasting him on the tech. It was, okay, when are you coming to the United States?
Yeah, right,
When is this going to be implemented? Because it's such a timely thing. And
right.
that's why with Apex AI, now we are implementing this utility where you can take your GI images even now and get it tested. And if you catch cancer early, GI cancer early, then it's a pretty easy operation. It's not that expensive. It's not that hard. You just have to sculpt a little bit. Could you tell us more about that song, like about the difference between catching it early and late?
Uh, the if you are so lucky to get diagnosed early cancer, the operation is very simple, and they take out the surface of stomach and surface of colon. That's the very easy operation. But you're got like advanced cancers, you will lose your stomach or colon. That's a huge operation. And then after surgery, you need to be very careful for lifetime. Like you need to be very cautious, like food and everything. So that's why detecting early cancer is very important.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now, next question. What measures is Apex AI taking to ensure patient data privacy and ethical use of AI in its cancer detection processes, especially with
Mhm.
blockchain integration? To set the stage quick, there's not going to be blockchain integration yet with the actual technology. It is going to be a community and utility token of Apex AI.
Yeah,
But we can
right, right.
talk about the data privacy and the core technology.
The privacy issue is when you take out like a data set from a university hospital, we went through institutional review board and we complete all the regulation, and we removed all the personal information. We just segmented only the like a stomach image and colon image. That's the something basically there's no personal information in our data set. That's the main thing. We keep our data set very clean and legally no problem. And the other thing is the at this point our GPU server is not connected to public internet. We used to just a local area network, and only the engineer can access those data, and that's something. And once the algorithm development is complete, there is no need to use it's just that the outcome of AI development is mathematical data. There's no personal imaging at all. That's the very common solution. And then we only allow the access through the secured API, and the API can be controlled by ourselves. And then once we put our AI solution into Amazon and the Microsoft Cloud, and then we can use their security technology to control the access. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, are there any hospitals that are already using our technology? If so, what are the results?
They're very in the beginning they didn't believe the outcome, and then once over time they leaning to AI and a little bit, and then so At this time, we are not charging because we haven't gotten any FDA clearance yet. So it's for like a beta testing, and the doctor is very happy about that.
Very nice. Thank you. Now, next question. Since the launch is scheduled for May 2025 on Solana, what are the key milestones APEXAI plans to achieve between January 2025 and the launch date? I think there might have been a typo there with the January part, but milestone wise, the guys' launch is happening very soon. And right now, the key part is in building trust. Now, what do I mean by that? Of course, it's a pretty obvious thing, but we got to expand on that. What I've noticed with talking with a lot of people is when they look at Apex AI or like the other launches that we have set up, their first reaction is, okay, no way this is true. This gotta be LARP, right? Because everybody has PTSD from being rugged, from being lied to, and saying, yeah, we're gonna bring this crazy technology and we're gonna do this, and right. So it's understandable if you just come into the Apex AI page or read the website, and unless you really read through everything, your first reaction would be, okay, this is too good to be true. So right now we are building, before launch, what we got to do is build trust in people. And that's why again, like, I'm doxxed. If you look at the D-Day at the D-Day Twitter, like, there's a video of me talking about it. There are interviews with Song Kim. And we're doing this AMA, right, to answering every question no matter what, just to say we have nothing to hide. We can answer any question you got, and to build trust with the community, with people, and with the people too, so that people would understand, okay, these guys are legit, right? Now, what motivated you to name your coin D-Day? That's a very good question. When I was thinking about naming our project, I was thinking, okay, what are people waiting on actively in, for example, the Solana meme coin space? It's for the launches to happen, right? And the origin of D-Day is basically, D-Day is saying it's the day of operation. It's the day when something happens. And that's why if you watch in movies or anything like that, there's day-5, day-4, day-3, and then like it goes down to D-Day, day when something big happens. And that's exactly what we're doing. We are bringing big events into the Solana meme coin space. We are not just launching, look, here's a PFP of a dog, where here's a half-baked website with lies about the tech and everything like that. No, we're bringing actual legit startups into the space. Now, let's say the Apex AI token is launched. Everything goes well. Is the D-Day team in charge of the social media pages for the Apex token? Will the D-Day team provide like social media support and provide updates and stuff like that, or does the D-Day support end after the launch? As mentioned before, no, our support and partnership does not end after the launch. D-Day is a constant partner with Apex AI, with MySmex, with all the other launches that we have lined up, because we don't want it to be where they are distracted with, now like they got to take care of R&D, scaling their business, doing all the Web2 related stuff, and now they got to take care of Web3 and everything. No, we got that. That's why we're here. That's why Web3. That's why D-Day has skin in the game. We are going to take care of all the Web3 support, from marketing, from community building, from ecosystem integration, and everything. Now, how does Apex AI's Endo AI pinpoint hidden lesions, and what makes it different from traditional endoscopic methods for tracking disease progression? What are your thoughts, Sung?
The one big difference is as I said earlier, the human doctor's accuracy rate is less than 70%. And the other very serious issue is that there is no tracking current endoscopy data, and the data and 2 years ago, there's no tracking system, how the disease is growing, or is getting better or getting worse. That's something doctors need to know, but there is no way to do that at this point. So that's something we penetrate into doctors' hospital at this point.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, do you have any plans to IPO in the real market as well? What are your thoughts, Song?
Yeah, of course. We like to go to IPO 2028. So
Perfect.
we have like a 4 years from this point. And then the reason why we like to go to IPO is that we like to get more funded, and then we like to be a public company. And then with that, at that time frame, we are like to provide our service over cloud in globally, just like OpenAI, ChatGPT. Like we are not locked into some big gigantic hospital. That's not the model we trying to in last moment. So we like to provide our service over cloud. Like it could be Amazon cloud, or we can build our own cloud system, small cloud system, focusing on our service, something like that. That's our vision. And then we like to be, as I said, a public company, not just a private company.
Perfect. Thank you. And down the line, there will be some other announcements when it comes to this as well, when it comes to when it comes to how D-Day is going to play in this role. So just stay tuned when it comes to this. All right. Next, David, when launched, let us know the market cap expected. Of course, I'm not going to be that sleazy guy who's like saying, yeah, we are expecting this much of a market cap. So hold until we reach that market cap. No, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say is look at the ICM tokens that are out right now, look at their market cap, and then look at their tech. Actually, genuinely look into it, dig into it, and dig into the team and everything, and then look at APEXAI. Look at check the difference of caliber of the team, of the technology, of the scalability, of the real world application, and I believe that's going to help you to come to an answer to your question. Next one. If you have any consideration for IPO, then are you also considering getting seed series? What are your thoughts, Sung?
What is the history? The last
Seeds,
word.
like getting seed funding and everything like that.
Oh, okay. So far, we have accelerator investment and government research grant. We have spent 2.5 million US dollar, and then but we still hungry to go further, and especially like a validation USA and South Korea and some other country. So that's why we like to looking at the ICM, and they would like to be a stock company in the medical AI company in ICM spaces, and that's something we like to do at this time.
Yeah, it's the biggest part here would be that when it comes to D-Day projects, it's not we are not just launching projects that are just again some lousy tech and then we're just super strong in Web3, right? We have great strength both in the Web3 world and in the Web2 world. And that's I believe that is the vision of internet capital markets where it's going to be actual legitimate startups in both worlds. And in that way, it's not going to be just hype in the beginning, right? Just 50, $100 million market cap, and after that it just goes nowhere. The all the startups that we have, there's so much power and momentum to grow, to make announcements of new. It's not just going to be, oh look, we added a new feature into the platform now, right? It's going to be actual business announcements, actual big steps taken because we are so strong both in Web3 and Web2. So just some more context to it. And next question, David, could you tell us the first NFT you bought on Solana? Let's see. The first NFT was I don't know if you guys remember, but it was Doge Pound, I believe. It was with the dogs and like that. And after that, I went really heavy into Alex Becker's Citizen ecosystem, and then I was involved with CyberKongz as well, just buying a bunch of NFTs, and it was really fun. It was really fun. Yeah, Neo Tokyo Gang, exactly. Yeah, Atsu Odell is a citizen of Neo Tokyo citizen himself. So it was really nice when he reached out to us. And man of culture. Yeah, thank you. But all right, thank you so much for coming today, guys. We will be announcing the winners of the prize pool by today, and we're going to be tagging you guys in our announcement channel. So just stay tuned. And just really, again, want to thank you guys so much for coming, listening, and asking great questions, for to giving us the chance to prove ourselves. So I really appreciate that, and just stay tuned on our Twitter. Many announcements coming soon.
David,
And yes,
can I make a last comment after you?
yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
There's still many people suffering from cancer today, and then people live longer, meaning people have more chance to get cancer. That's something we need to consider. And then recently, my father-in-law got cancer, and our family is mentally broke down. And then it's still the humankind is still battling with the cancer. This is a kind of like a saving people's life. So I need to, I need to appreciate your help. And then thanks for time.
Thank you. And also, before you guys leave, we have, if you go into the Apex AI announcement page, Winnie, our team member Winium, is hosting a content competition in his Twitter page. And we have a prize pool of 1 million Apex tokens. What you have to do is make posts about the Apex token, just like your thoughts and how it integrates into the ICM meta, and just like your vision and everything like that. You guys can talk about the AMA as well and like that. And we're gonna have 10 winners, 10 winners, and the competition started today. It's gonna end in May 18th, and winners are gonna be announced in May 19th. So if you are interested, go into the APEXAI announcement channel, and we heavily encourage you to participate in this competition. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. And thank you so much, Sung, for coming. All the D-Day
Thank
team
you.
members, I appreciate you guys. And a mini announcement to come. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.